Although not a legal requirement, most owners regard a stabiliser as an essential piece of equipment. We can of course supply and fit a suitable unit or transfer your old one on collection. If this is your first tourer or you're considering upgrading your existing stabiliser, then the following introduction may be helpful. The purpose of the stabiliser is to dampen the movement of the outfit around the articulation point, that being the toe ball. It does this by creating a resistance as the hitch moves over the toe ball, both up and down and side to side. The result is a smoother, more confident ride. However, the stabiliser will not compensate for a poorly matched or badly loaded outfit. This is a typical leaf type stabiliser I've got here. It fits into a bracket mounted onto the car, and the leaf rotates on a centre pivot pin. Between the metal discs are friction discs, which, once tensioned, provide the resistance. At the other end of the leaf, it is supported by a bracket mounted onto the tourer chassis. And the bracket should always be clamped rather than drilling the chassis and bolting through holes. Another popular type of stabiliser is the friction hitch. These two are made by Alco, one of the leading manufacturers. In each case, the two small friction pads apply pressure to a dry toe ball to give the stabilising effect. They're very easy to use, and Alco also produce specially designed hitch locks for them, which we'll show later in the tape. The hitch itself is incorporated in the stabiliser head. The important thing to remember with these stabilisers is that the supplied toe ball must be fitted to the towing vehicle to allow adequate clearance for the stabiliser. You can tow other trailers or caravans with the Alco ball fitted, but it must be free of grease before using the stabiliser. If the friction pads become contaminated with grease, they must be replaced. So let's take a look at basic hitching and unhitching. This particular tour is fitted with the Alba semi-automatic hitch, and once you've aligned the caravan to the car, all that you need to do is actually lower the tourer on to the toe ball. As the car takes the weight of the tourer, the handle clicks down and it's safely locked onto the ball. Now, the best way to double check that it's safely located onto the ball is to raise the jockey wheel, effectively trying to lift the tourer against the car. Don't need to go too far, just enough to be sure that it's safely located. Lower the jockey again and make sure that the jaw here is aligned with the outer on the jockey wheel stem. The reason for that is to ensure that the wheel is locked in position so it doesn't swivel in transit. Undo the clamp and lift the jockey wheel up. If you feel at this point that there's not enough ground clearance between the jockey wheel and the floor, then the simplest thing is to undo the jaw completely and take the jockey wheel away, stow it either in the tourer or in the vehicle. That way you instantly increase your ground clearance significantly. Just put that back in for the moment. For unhitching, it's the reverse procedure, and on the Alba hitch you pull the handle up first before taking it forward. Then raise the tourer, off it comes, and the handle stays in the raised position, ready for the next time that you hitch on. Tourers with Alco chassis will very often have a hitch like this one. There's a safety trigger to pull in the handle. Take the handle forward and then lower the tourer onto the vehicle. Once it's hitched, the green indicator band pops up to show that it's been safely located on the toe ball, and you can of course check by raising the tourer up against the car. For unhitching, it's the reverse procedure. Again, pull the trigger, take the handle forward and raise with the jockey wheel. The secondary braking device, or breakaway cable as it is often called, is designed purely to engage the braking system on the tourer in the event that it parts company with the car. In this situation, full tourer braking is applied immediately before the cable itself snaps. It must be attached to a secure point on the towing vehicle, preferably to an eye or a pigtail. Ensure that the cable is looped through the eye and clipped back on itself rather than attaching directly with the clip. In order for the safety cable to perform its function, it needs to be pulled parallel to the hitch shaft. Therefore, it should always be threaded through the front of the A-frame. Check also for clearance so that the brake is not accidentally applied during cornering.